Hello everyone and welcome to Digi@.com, a platform where we make life simple for management students worldwide. In this video on the subject of services marketing, we are going to cover the topic on marketing challenges of services. The video highlights key challenges faced by service businesses in marketing of their services. These range from the issue of intangibility, lack of ownership of transfer, issue of perishability which leads to lack of inventory, and customers' role in the production process. The video also stresses on the importance of intangible elements in services through the example of famous chef Salt Bae. Let's start with the marketing challenges of services. The first one, as discussed in the Introduction to Services video, was customers never get ownership of services. In the case of goods, customers get ownership of the tangible product when they make a payment. In case of a service, customers usually obtain value without obtaining ownership of any tangible elements. This means that when you pay money for your gym fees and go and work out there, you don't get ownership for any of the weights and doubles present there. Irrespective of the amount paid by the customer to use the service, he or she never gets ownership of the service. So even if you pay $1,000 a night for a hotel room, you still won't get ownership of the tangible elements prevalent in the room in spite of the steep amount paid by you. There are a few exceptions, such as including food services and installation of spare parts during delivery of repair services. Moving on. So in such instances, service marketers offer customers the opportunity to rent the use of a physical object. For instance, rental car or a hotel room. Next, to hire the labor and expertise of people. To rent as a loan a sum of money. To subscribe to a network. And finally, to pay for admission to a service facility. Moving on to the next challenge, services cannot be inventoried. Service is a deed of performance. It is perishable and so cannot usually be stocked as an inventory after being produced. Although facilities, equipment and labor can be held in readiness to create service, these elements simply represent productive capacity, not the product itself. If there is no demand during a given time, unused capacity is wasted, such as hotel rooms during off-peak period. During periods when demand exceeds capacity, customers may be sent away disappointed or asked to wait until the sufficient capacity is available to serve them. Nightclubs on weekends are typically packed. An example in this case are of planes flying empty. Thousands of planes are flying empty due to a pre-pandemic policy on airport usage. This leads to the phenomenon of ghost flights in the air. Germany's national airline Lufthansa has admitted to running 21,000 empty flights in an attempt to keep hold of the airport slots. Usually, ghost flights are well kept secret in the airline fraternity, but Lufthansa is so far the only airline to make the figures public on its own. Next, intangible elements dominate value creation. Many services often include important tangible elements such as a hotel bed, surgical equipment, restaurant menu, bank cards, and checkbook. But the most important aspect in a service are the intangible elements. These include the labor and their expertise that dominate the creation of value in service performance. Examples of intangible elements include experienced doctors, knowledgeable teachers, chartered accountant, lawyers, and seasoned hairstylists. The best example in this case is of Salt Bae. The owner of Nusrat Its Steakhouse, known by its famous founder Salt Bae, is in talks to sell a stake to Qatar's $450 billion wealth fund. Now this makes sense because Salt Bae is famous for his own brand. So here Salt Bae is the intangible element in his restaurant, whereas the food given by him is the tangible element. Dream Group owns a stake in several restaurants, including this one, founded by butcher Nusrat Goke, as known as Salt Bae. Owned by Turkish billionaire, Dream Group may sell a 20% stake to Qatar Investment Authority for about $300 million. A deal at that price would imply a valuation of his hotel chain at $1.5 billion, all because of the intangible element Salt Bae. Moving on to number 4, customers may be involved in production. Many service requires customers to participate in creating the service product. Customer involvement may take the form of self-service such as withdrawing money from an ATM or cooperation with service personnel in settings such as hairdressers, hotels, colleges or hospitals. Under such circumstances, customers can be thought of as partial employees. Service firms have much to gain from trying to train their customers to make them more competent and productive. At number 5, other people are often part of the product. This is especially so in many high-contact services in which customers not only come in contact with service employees but also rub shoulders with other customers, such as standing in a queue at a fast food restaurant. As a result, the type of customers support a service business can shape the nature of the service experience. For instance, in a Champions League game, which is the entertainment sector, the behavior of the fans can add to the excitement of the game if they are enthusiastic but well behaved. However, if some of them become rowdy and abusive, it can spoil the enjoyment of other spectators at the stadium. It's as good as when you go to a movie theatre and there's someone talking loudly on their smartphone. At number 6 is many services are difficult for customers to evaluate. Certain services are called credit services. These entail the field of surgery, professional service such as accountancy, and many technical repairs. They have credence properties which customers find difficult to evaluate even after consumption, as in they're difficult to judge. Because customers lack purchasing expertise in such areas, they are not knowledgeable themselves. Service marketeers can reduce customers' risk before a service purchase by helping them to match their needs to specific service features and educating them as to what they should expect during and after the service delivery. That's the reason when you go through a surgery, the doctor briefs you before the surgery and what you can expect after the surgery. Moving on to number 7, time factor assumes great importance. Many services are delivered in real time while customers are physically present. There are limits as to how long people are willing to spend at the service factory, as customers place a value on their time and some people are willing to pay for more faster service. Increasingly busy customer expects a service to be available at times when it suits them rather when it suits the service company. In response, more and more firms are offering extended hours, with some even staying open 24/7. Banks offer 24/7 banking through ATM and mobile banking. And finally, at number 8 is distribution channels could take different forms. Manufacturers usually require physical distribution channels to move goods from factory to consumers. But service businesses may choose to combine the service factory, the retail outlet, and point of consumption at the same location. For instance, when you go to a restaurant, the factory is their kitchen, the retail outlet is where they are selling their food, that's the restaurant, and the point of consumption is the same place where the customer is eating. While some distribution channels range from visiting the bank in person to conducting home banking on the internet, quick service restaurants typically run an omni-channel model which entails eating on premises, pick your order, and home delivery. So that's it, folks. This brings an end to the topic on marketing challenges of services. These are the list of sources and links referred to for our content in the video. Thank you and stay tuned for more videos.